We're going to have a look at how to install and get things ready for you to be able to take full advantage of the workflows and the different components of the Craig's Actions Beauty Bar. And when we set up our dump files and the nature of the workflows, this actually applies to the other Craig's Actions sets as well. Anytime you have a workflow, that's something that's been designed to be able to be run in a batch mode, which allows you to be very efficient and very quick with your image processing. So what I'm referring to is some of our settings down a little bit lower through here within the workflow and the savers, and an element built into these actions is with the 3-save, which will allow you to have a PSD, a print, and a web image produced after we've gone through the process. So we need to get that set up first. So let's go into our folder, and you'll see that where we had things set up from your download, we had something called our dump files, and all they are really is just a set of destination target folders, your PSD, your print image, your web image, and your Lightroom outputs. You can call this anything you want. This is just a set of empty folders that comes with you as a matter of convenience, because what we're going to be doing is bringing that into your computer system. And whether you're doing this on Mac or PC makes no difference. The whole idea is that we're just simply transferring this off of the download onto the storage. And we're replacing that because I already had it there. And what we're doing, where we store our image files for a client or for ourselves, we want to put our dump file location. The whole idea is that we're going to be creating some automated processes that are going to send the images somewhere. So we're just deciding where that somewhere is going to be. Nothing too involved. All we're doing is simply placing it somewhere where we know to look for it later. So now that we've done that, let's go back into Photoshop and see how we can take full advantage of that. Within our action sets that were loaded, there was the beauty bar, and there was also the resource actions. And the way the resource actions are set up is that we can make just a couple of changes here, which will affect all of the actions that make use of the destinations up here. So just a couple of quick steps right in this area here is all we need to do. So while we've got an image open, let's take this save to PSD dump file, open it up, and you can see that we have a step. Once we open it up, you can see that says save as Photoshop. We'll simply double click on that, and then we're going to go to where we had our dump files, and we see we have our PSD outputs. You don't need to change anything here. It's all part of the setup that's within here, but we're just simply going to save that image file into that PSD dump file. We save that, and good to go. Then we're going to do the same thing with our save to web, and we double click on that. We come to our dump files, we look for our web outputs, open there and save that. The way that it's set up is it's a 1000 pixel image with a JPEG 10. Obviously on our website we wouldn't have something that was 1000 pixels or a JPEG 10, but this allows you to maximize your use if you're creating slideshows, crop into it, and use your extended screen size imagery. So we'll just save that. Now we'll do the same thing with our final one in our save to print. This one, there's a couple of choices you might want to make use of. So again, we come into here, we look for our print image outputs. If you're doing your own printing, you may want to come down and save it as a TIFF. Or if you send your files via FTP and you want to have that larger file size without the JPEG compression. Traditionally, if you're going to be sending your files to a lab, you would select JPEG as your output format. Just keep the profile within here, whether you use sRGB or Adobe 98, makes no difference in this stage because all we're doing is saving the file to this location. So we press save and it comes up. We're going to make use of our maximum file size so that there's going to be the least amount of image compression applied to that image when it's saved in there. And we click OK and it's saved in. And now you can see that our image files have the destination on your system programmed into this step. And the reason that's done is because the actions above will refer to these 3 destination actions within the workflow process that's in the beauty bar. So Now that you've got that done, the workflows will fly all the way through. The other bits you'll notice down through here relate to the sharpening. So the sharpening values on your web image and the sharpening values on your print image. We'll cover that in a separate tutorial. So now that I have that set up, I can come in and go down to my workflows with the savers, and we can select a image file and press play to make sure that it will go and it'll save through. So then now I've got that set up, we're going to press play. As it's running through, it's doing our process, it's doing the softening, it's doing all of the different elements that make up part of this workflow, that it's then going to deal with that image file and then save it the way that I want into my 3 different destinations. So it's run through there. Now we can come in and we can look into our image files, and we look and we see within our web output, there's our one file, our print image file, PSD there, and our final, actually our print image file is there. So each one of those, there we go. Those are the 3 files that were just saved automatically through the workflow process. Within another tutorial, we'll see how we make use of that when we go into what we call our walkaway workflow, making use of some of the output capabilities from Lightroom, Bridge, and Camera Raw are all built into your possibilities. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon.